son las únicas de la región, así que aprovechen de mirarlas. Doesn't exist so much in the region, I see. Just here. Can you see the architecture? Miren la arquitectura. The house on the right is made in ground, yes? The sticks inside goes by the name carrizo. That is an indigenous technique that we call quincho. Our ancestors, and now we are reusing the technique because it's very easy, cheap, ecological. It's a thermal insulation inside. In winter time it's very warm, and in the summertime when it's hot, especially in the valleys, it's very fresh. Because we don't remember the original language from our valleys. We had every valley had their own language. Yeah. The chronicle says, Jerónimo de Vivar. But the problem is that the Spaniards were searching for gold. And the cactus give in the world.
Okay, we're now approaching the rainforest area. Well, it's called rainforest, but cloud forest area is really what it is, and that apparently is it. And this is Fray Jorge National Park.
It is, yeah. Yes, it is.
Yellow flowers, Malvija. Malvija.
Casa antigua que ya está tan antigua que la usan para los caballos. Miren al lado. Ah, llegaron las visitas. I think that goats now are almost.
He's scratching his ears.
It is. Chiquitito. One never knows. Okay, come on.
This I think is interesting.
Solamente sobrevive con la niebla, los desierto florido. Acá mira, hay ñucas, ¿cierto? Y bueno, son muchas.
This is only 1,800 high, 1,800 feet. The dynamic that's new to me is the air coming in from the right as an accent and seen.
And now, if you want to go to the bathroom, there the other room next to it.
Actually, it's a nice little porch just down here. Yeah, right on the wall here.
Here's another view from the opposite side of what that diagram showed. There's the river on the far side, the ocean.
Special adaptation, and the fuchsia. But this one, can you see the little flowers?
Mm-hmm.
Exists two kind of native fuchsias in Chile. This one is tiny, and the other one that you see always, and you have in plants, or the people in Europe, in the gardens, come from south of Chile. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's native from here.
Is this a fungus or is it a...
Living without water.
This, the little flower, acts as a symbiotic parasite.
Mm-hmm. Te muestra, o sea, las hojas, perdón. Nunca muestra las hojas, sino que muestra las flores y las semillas, pero no.
Here the parasite and the leaves are part of the parasite. This is the plant that is one of the great fog catchers because of its, there we focus, how it funnels water down or into it, and apparently successfully down through the plant. It's also the only plant that can kill that parasite if it lands on it. It lands on it, as transported by birds who defecate on it. And this plant, whose leaves smell like supposedly almonds, are used in central Chile to add flavor to this plant that looks like our century plant. And these tubular roots are its roots. It has two unique characteristics. One is it harbors the largest butterfly in Chile, which only lives 5 days. But also it can create gas inside of itself. And if it gets hot enough, which it does, it'll explode, creating fires. Fires that are good for it. Notice how this looks dead, but that one stalk's growing. This cactus has an adaptation of using shorter spines instead of the ones that are normally 2 or 3 times longer, because it doesn't need much water, so it down adapts. And then they're apparently very thin spines, and they're flexible. What point that is, I don't know.
That's the black wood, palo negro. That is very special. The back is oleacea, because it have a lot of oil.
The leaves of this plant are apparently used for diabetic treatment as well as a natural Viagra. This plant is called the germo, and what's unique is in this context, where there's 200 millimeters of water a year, it has hard leaves, lighter green color, and its roots go down into the ground. When we get up into the rainforest, or up into the forest where the trees are, this same plant has darker leaves, softer leaves. It loses its roots as to their contact with the ground and lives solely on the tree, taking all of its water and nutrient from the air. And it's this old man's beard. That is the symbiosis component that provides water when this plant doesn't have its pretty white water-catching flowers, as opposed to these dead ones right now. This plant looks dead, but it's really not.
That are old leaves.
Now here, the brown leaves are the new leaves, and the green leaves are the old ones. And the purpose of that is an adaptation to get the feeding things to take the old leaves and not touch the new ones. These are a close-up of the new leaves, brown new leaves. It's called the Olidala tree, I think, or something like that. It's from the south end here. And here we can hear and see the surf now from this distance through what still is a layer of fog. These fern-like ferns are only found in the southern Chile and here, or else in gardens.
And now maybe can come.
This is the canelo tree, sacred to the Mapuche. Its leaves used by the machi, which is the woman shaman, inside their drum to connect her to the spirits. Just to sweep through the close.
He told me, but I don't believe that they give a cure. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently it's the little tree things. The one that's got a red stalk that are one Swiss scientists are studying because they believe it may be able to attack cancer cells. Here's a better view of it growing in between the tree and the layer of moss. And there another one.
Epiphyte. Congonilla. Congonilla. It's in medicinal plant also. Congona exists, Congona and Congonilla.
Is it medicinal also?
Of course.
And what
Everything is medicinal.
Yeah. And for what does
Congonilla, I think is...
It's a closer up view of the congia.
El baila bueno, lo mejor que hay, pues. Para asistir de enfriamiento 5 litros.
It's nice, it's got the dappled sunlight.
With a little flower. Canelos.
Okay, here you can see the roots that are just hanging in the air.
Where are the roots?
Here,
Oh, these? Oh, these are.
as an adaptation.
I told you in Peru exists like climbers. There, relicario.
Chamisa.
In the middle there.
The old house with the mule out front. Some Chiva's pelts drying. Now abandoned and used for horses. That's the river that comes out at the ocean south of the rainforest area that we were at. And the wind really cranks up through that, as indicated by a windsock that they have on the side of the bridge.